We are back with another edition of LaLiga Centro. Alexis and Rodri, the duo that you never thought you wanted, but now you know you needed. Rodri, obviously in Madrid. I'm over in London. Rodri, what you been up to? What you been doing?
Well, I went to a couple of gigs this weekend, to be honest, with my friends, with my family, and, and I had a really great time, since we're kind of bored in this summer transfer window, which is kind of stopped at the moment, while everything moves. I'm kind of, playing football and these kind of things that I really like and enjoy doing.
Working on your body at the Sergio Ramos gym. Don't lie.
Yeah. Look,
don't lie.
Can you make the difference? Yeah, a little bit.
I see a difference. I see you look a little more swole there. You're on your way to Sergio Ramos status. You just need a couple of tattoos and maybe a man bun.
No. Okay.
Although he cut his man bun off, but I was a
fan of you didn't see a tattoo in my body. I don't have a tattooed body.
Oh, body's a temple. Body's a temple. All right. Well, thanks for asking what I've been up to.
Yeah. What about you? What do you do this weekend?
I've been working this week. I got to go to the Women's Euros. Is just about almost a week away. Yay! So I'll be working.
So you worked for the first time this season.
I'm working, but not this season. Well, in this summer, no, I've had more. Behave yourself. I do cricket. Remember that. I do cricket and I do Formula One as well.
That's what you say. I don't see that, but that's what you say.
Person. But anyways, Women's Euro, that's just around the corner. If any of you watching are in the US, you are in luck because you will be seeing us on your screens. Women's Euro is on ESPN, all of the matches. Got to go to the England Lionesses camp, got to talk to some of the girls, including Lucy Bronze, who we will talk about later on, because she had a big surprise move, I would say, to Barcelona. We'll get to her in a bit, but we got to talk about the men, Rodri, last time around, Spain's men in relation to the World Cup coming up later on this year. But with the Euros, Spain's women now, expectations, what's the vibe like? You guys feeling confident of this one?
Well, we feel confident, but at the same time, we feel that once we go through the group stage, we're gonna be out of the tournament because, Spain is facing Germany, is facing Finland and Denmark in the group stage, which is like, okay, we're gonna lose against Germany, and then we're gonna play against Norway. Yeah, I know, but people are like, okay, we're gonna win, but then it's like, okay, we're gonna play against Norway, and we're gonna be out because Norway is a huge national team, and for me, it's one of the main favorites for the Euro, and I'm pretty sure that we're gonna be out. I don't want to be that pessimistic because I do trust on my girls. But it's just like the general feeling that all the people in the Spanish national team, they have. So that's why, I try to inform and report about the feelings that they have in Spain. But I hope.
Fair play. I'm going to give you some hope though, because obviously Spain's group, I would say, is probably one of the tougher ones. But for example, if you look at England faced the Netherlands, who are defending champions the other day. Defending champions. I know it was a friendly. I know it was a warm-up for these Euros, but they beat them, scoring 5 goals. The Netherlands did not know what to do. So you never really know. And I think that there is a nice vibe surrounding Spain, and that's probably to do with a certain lady from Barcelona who's going to be leading, Alexis Putellas. I mean, I think there's 9 players. The Spanish squad was, hands down. The Spanish squad was announced today. 9 of those players in the squad are from Barcelona, 6 from Real Madrid. But Barcelona is the team to beat literally in the Primera División. And Alexis Putellas, I don't know if you guys watch ESPN FC, you know that we do the FC 100 where we rank the best players on the men's side in the world. Well, today we released the FC rank where we've ranked the best women footballers in the world, and topping that list, I don't know if anyone's going to have an argument, is none other than Alexis Putellas. Surely, Rodri, she just based on the back of the season she's had, winning the Ballon d'Or, leading this Spanish team into this Euros. People talk so much about having this talisman, this star player, like you heard on Man United. I think it was Scott McTominay who said that as soon as Ronaldo came in, everyone was looking at what he was eating. Everyone decided maybe they won't get dessert. Alexis Putellas has that kind of aura around her. So do you think that she could probably work some magic?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I remember I made her her best, I mean, her big first interview, and she was kind of
Name
shy.
drop.
And the way that she grew in these past years is amazing. I mean, when I remember the last time I was to Alexis game, I remember one play, you know, the left back was with the ball and told Alexa, like, I don't want to know what to do with the ball. And suddenly she said, pass me the ball. I will pass you back at that space, and then you're going to score. And she scored. And the left back, I mean, stared back at her like, oh my God, I just did what you said and I scored. I mean, so that's why I think she could make kind of magic because she's a leader. And she's the kind of leader you would die for.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, as Rodri said, even though he's a bit pessimistic in this one, but Spain's best finish at the Euros was in the semifinals in 1997. Last time they got to the quarterfinals. This time in the quarterfinals, they could get the likes of England, Austria, Norway, or Northern Ireland because they are in Group A. I don't know, Rodri. I think I don't want to call favorites yet. It's so hard, but I think surely Spain has to be in the discussion. You're going to think England because England are at home, and I've followed this England Lionesses team very closely, and they're a special bunch. You know, they have the quality, they have the talent, they have experience, and of course they're at home. You have to talk about the Netherlands defending champions, talk about the Germanys as well. That's where there's Sweden. But I think Spain surely is in the conversation, not just to get out of the group, but surely at least to win.
I hope. The thing is that Spain, in terms of tradition, they don't really have the tradition that that you have in England or Sweden or Norway, Germany, Netherlands. We're talking about big historical teams. So that's why I don't really see Spain like moving on that pressure and trying to quit that what we call in Spain cartel, you know, like the tag of being at that level, at the same level that you said in this kind of country. So that's why, you know, for me it's going to be really tough. We don't have the tradition that you have in terms of football, in women's football. So that's why. And when you see the national team call, you see the list and you see all the people, as you mentioned before, from Real Madrid, from Barcelona, and it's like, okay, we have more. And Bilda, the national team coach, is like in fights with some other girls that could be on the list, but they're not. So that's why, you know, I don't really feel that identity. I don't see them identify with the coach, and I don't see the coach identify with the team. So that's why sometimes I'm kind of pessimistic, you know.
That's good. Going pessimistic with low expectations, and then just have Alexia Putellas drag you straight to the final, and then that'd be pretty brilliant. I mean, as we said, the coach does definitely rely, or this Spanish team relies on Barcelona's brilliance, and the fact that Barcelona is, I guess, the best women's team in Europe, probably the world. So, well, I suppose minus, you know, certain things that also have happened recently, but I would say this is a strong team in terms of the fact that it's girls, at least the ones in Barcelona, and then the ones in Real Madrid that make up majority of this entire squad. They're used to playing with each other and against each other. There may be that understanding that, you know, you probably don't see as much in some of the other squads. So don't you dare be pessimistic. But anyways, let's move on to Barcelona still. Lucy Bronze, she has signed the England international. She has signed, leaving, I know, a team that you love, Manchester City. She's going to Barcelona.
You got to tell me about this movement, because normally what we do is is like the Spanish style and move abroad, Man City or whoever team. How you dare to? I mean, Lucy Bronze to come to Spain? Why?
I was honestly quite surprised with this one. We did get to talk to her at the England Lionesses camp, and she's just absolutely over the moon. And she did admit she used to play at Lyon in France, and they did put in an offer for her this time, as well as Barcelona. And she said no to her former club that she absolutely loves, and decided to go to Barcelona. And I think it's just, she said, look, it also had to do a little bit with the fact that what she's seen with Barcelona in the last couple of years, especially recently, how special this squad is. I mean, when a team like Barcelona comes knocking and they say they want you, it's kind of hard to say no. And I think she said she's just ready for a new challenge. This is a new challenge. As she said, she's been to Lyon, Lyon, one of the best teams in the world as well for women. And she's done what she needed to do there, done what she's needed to do here back home in England, and new chapter in the Primera. So I think she's a massively amazing addition. I mean, it's kind of like how we were talking about if Real Madrid got Kylian Mbappe, like how do you stop them? And now this is like Barcelona, who seemed almost perfect already. And then you get an absolute beast of a player in Lucy Bronze. How do you stop Barcelona next Primera División? You know, everyone must be going, geez.
It's going to be tough. And I understand her because, I mean, at the end of her career, she would look back and would say, okay, I played for Liverpool, for Olympique Lyon, for Man City, and for Barca. I mean, it would be a great achievement for her, you know, at the end of the career, because it's not the normal thing in women's football. So that's why, you know, thumbs up for me for her, because, I mean, it's incredible to have her around here.
Right, let's talk some transfers now, or transfer rumors at least, as per usual. As promised, we do have a guest. It's none other than, drumroll please, Mark Ogden, one of our senior writers here at ESPN. You probably will be familiar with his work, and then you'll know that if it's going down in Manchester, Augie gets to the bottom of it. And usually Manchester United keep you quite busy, Augie, but the whole point is now they're not, because everyone's literally watching paint dry, hoping they will sign someone. We did this LaLiga Centro, Rodrigo, what was it, like 3-4 weeks ago, where we had Gemma Soler to talk about Barcelona and whether they were ready to part with Frankie de Jong for Man United. Here we are 4 weeks later, still talking about it. So, Augie, from the United perspective, what is the holdup?
Well, I mean, this is the annual summer story with Man United, isn't it? It's every summer we have this situation where they're linked with the player at the end of the season. The whole of June goes by when nothing happens and it's constant noise. And then July starts, gets a bit busier, and then they sign somebody in August. That's how it usually works. So you say that nothing's happening. That makes it even busier, because when it feels like nothing's happening, something is happening. You've just got to find out what. I mean, I remember last summer when they signed Rafael Varane from Real Madrid. I did the story when I was in St. Petersburg, so it must have been early July in the Euros. And they didn't sign him for 4 or 5 weeks later, and the deal was almost done. So United do things very slowly. Now, Frankie de Jong is a player that they really want, that Erik ten Hag really wants. Barcelona, well, they don't want to sell, but they have to sell. So he's one of the few players they've got who they can sell for a decent amount of money. So they know that United are interested. United know that Barca need to sell. So there's this kind of little bit of a standoff at the minute, whereby Barca don't want to go for too little, but they know United are desperate for players because they haven't signed a player yet. Whereas United know that Barca are desperate to sell. So it's two really big clubs having a few problems at the moment, and it's a battle of ego. Yeah, but it's almost like a battle of egos now, whereby these super clubs don't want to be outdone by the other super club. It's all, you know, it's a case of, you know, I still want to kind of beat you in whatever way I can. So there's probably maybe £10 million, €10 million maximum between the two valuations now. So I think it'll get done. I think De Jong realizes that it's United or nothing. I don't think the market is very buoyant right now in terms of De Jong, because other clubs have different priorities. There's not a lot of money in the market. So I think he will probably go there. But as ever, the wheels turn really slowly with United. And I know Barcelona are similar in the sense that they don't get things done very quickly either these days.
You men and your egos. Have to say that. I mean, like you said, they're two clubs in a pretty similar situation. Although if you're going to go by the tables, you would probably say Barcelona are way better off than Man United. At least there's a plan going on there, or what we think is a plan. Rodri, is everyone kind of just laughing at this transfer? Because the longer it drags out and the more desperate you see Man United for Frankie de Jong's signature, it's almost as if we're talking about, with the most respect to de Jong, but it's almost as if we're like talking about Cristiano Ronaldo, like, please come, please, we need you. And then you have him saying, I'm actually happy at Barcelona. I wouldn't mind staying here. Two clubs pretty much in a similar situation. But I mean, with all due respect to Frankie de Jong, the longer that this drags out and the more desperate it seems to finally land his signature. I know Rodri's laughing because he loves him some Man City, Augie. I don't know if you know. So he's definitely laughing in blue right over there. But it makes it seem like United are almost like begging and cannot wait for Frankie de Jong's signature, as if it's, with all due respect, Cristiano Ronaldo's signature, who I know they already have, but, you know, a player of similar ilk, right?
Well, I mean, I'm not laughing at Man United because I mean,
Liar, you
I do
are.
no, I do respect Man United because I think they're a huge team, a massive club, and I do respect because I want them back, at the first level of the European football. I think they are necessary, and that's why I don't really laugh at those people. I mean, I do respect Man United. I think this operation, this transfer, could be. I don't know if maybe Mark knows. Well, he might know much better than me that if you can close this in 2 weeks, maybe less or maybe more. But I'm kind of bored about this transfer window because nothing happens at this time of the year. I think we need something else, and I think that Frankie de Jong would be the best first step for the rest of the clubs in Europe to move this, because we're kind of bored and we're listening every single day the same rumors, the same hype, and it's kind of tired sometimes.
It does get tiring, but if it's something that makes it a bit spicier, Augie, it's the fact that this morning I woke up seeing that Harry Maguire was somehow thrown into the mix here. Harry Maguire, and then some laughing that United actually reject Barcelona's interest in him. I mean, we'll definitely get to Rodri in a second. Actually, let me start with Rodri. Rodri, are Barcelona, would they genuinely be interested in Harry Maguire? Again, with all due respect, but he's not exactly done himself a lot of favors this season.
I can imagine that. I mean, for me, it's something unreal. I don't know the information that manages Mark, but at least here in Spain, we all laugh at that report because I mean, no one would trust that kind of information because first of all, Barca has Araujo, has Eric Garcia, Piqué. They're gonna get Christensen, maybe Azpilicueta. I mean, we're talking about so many defenders that is kind of strange or weird, whatever you call. Being Barca interested on Maguire. I mean, I don't know, Mark, if you have any different information, but it sounds very, very hard to believe that.
Yeah, I'd be surprised for every reason you gave that. I don't think he's not a Barcelona player, is he? He's not a guy that you would think would be, PK needs replaced at some point. I mean, PK and Maguire would be probably the slowest centre half pairing in the world, and I don't think that's what Barcelona will be looking to do. But Harry Maguire is the world's most expensive defenders. If Barcelona want to sign the guy with the record of being the world's most expensive defender, maybe it's a good look, maybe, but no, I don't see that happening. I think Maguire, I think Maguire has had a bad rap. He's not as bad as the guy who was portrayed last year. He was playing alongside some pretty bad defenders. He was playing in front of a goalkeeper who, never comes off his line. And I don't know what Rodri's feelings are towards David De Gea, but I do think De Gea is as much of a problem at United as he is a solution. I think that he's a goalkeeper that belongs to the past. The keepers of now are, Ederson and Alisson Becker, the guys that come off the line that defend, 30 yards from goal, not 6 yards from goal. So if you're Harry Maguire, you've got to drop deeper and deeper to defend your goalkeeper who makes all these great saves because he has to. But you're Maguire, you're sinking and sinking back because you can't play further up the field. So listen, we get into a technical, tactical debate here. But if you're a defender and your midfielders can't defend properly and your goalkeeper won't come off his line, if you're a centre half, you're going to have a long season because all you're going to do is defend and look over your shoulder at the goalkeeper who won't come off his line. I've said this before about De Gea, and I always get criticised and abused on social media for it, so I probably shouldn't be saying it again, but that is what I feel. And I don't think Maguire is helped by the fact that he plays in front of him.
If you just Google when Harry Maguire's birthday is, you could probably find Augie at his birthday party after today, and then you'll find out because that's the most complimentary I have heard. Rodri's like snickering over there because he knows it's true. I know you want to know it's true, but I mean, I suppose, as you said, I don't think he has imagine Harry Maguire playing some nice tiki-taka football at Barcelona. You never know. I mean, everyone admires that football, so maybe in the future we could see, but I don't think for now. But pretty much, as you said, De Jong it's not a matter of if, it's more a matter of when, right?
I think, yeah. So obviously that for me for Rodri, but yeah, because on the basic situation that I don't think De Jong is massively convinced that he wants to go to Man United. I think if he had a choice, he'd go somewhere else because they're not in the Champions League. Who knows how long it'll take them to be good again? But Barca need the money. There isn't a lot of options out there for him because Man City don't need De Jong. They brought in Calvin Phillips. Liverpool don't need him. They're looking at Bellingham next year. So where does he go? I think it's a case of it's the best case scenario that's out there for him. And Man United are a great club, and they might be on the start of a resurgence, but it's going to take time. And I think De Jong's thinking, I've had 3 years at Barcelona that have been in a bit of difficult times and a bit of turbulence. He might be signing up for 3 more years of that at Man United. So I can see why he's not totally convinced by it, but football is football. Economics dictate. Barca get the money. He'll get a decent pay rise. Everyone's happy and he'll start next season at United, I think.
Well, let me stir the pot a little bit since we're a bit bored in this transfer window right now. But obviously, because you have Man United, you have Barcelona, two clubs, massive clubs in a similar situation, I guess, in the sense that both are rebuilding, trying to find their identity back again to take them back or create new glory days. There has been business done between these two clubs before. Obviously, you mentioned Piqué, and now we're talking about Frankie de Jong. Barcelona, what they need is money. Man United need Jesus, not Gabriel Jesus, but they also need to offload some players. Any other players you think, or any other business between these two clubs you think that you could foresee, or any other fits? We're not saying that they could happen, but any players from Barca that would be a good fit at United right now, currently, vice versa?
I don't really see. I don't know, Mark, if you have any other information, but I don't really see. I mean, apart from the Union, Man United and Barca, I don't really see any kind of transfer of that, to be honest.
No, I mean, I think if we're talking hypotheticals and players that would suit other clubs, I think the one player that might interest Barcelona would be Marcus Rashford, because I don't think he's going to leave Man United, but I think if Barca would say, we want one of your players, it would be Rashford, because he's young enough. He's got a reputation that he can score goals. He's got pace. He's a highly rated forward, and he's not at the greatest of times at United. I think, don't laugh at this, but 2 or 3 years ago, people had this kind of comparison that he had some sort of pace and a trick to Neymar. He's not in the same league as Neymar, but he is a player that has got that burst of pace, can play on all sides of the forward line, and maybe at some point he might need a new challenge. But first of all, Barca can't afford him. Secondly, United need to build something around him. But you asked the question, who would Barca be interested at Man United? I think the only player would be Marcus Rashford. Maybe Bruno Fernandes. I don't know. But hey, maybe what about Cristiano Ronaldo? He'd love to go to Barcelona. So success at Real Madrid.
It'd be interesting.
Yeah,
it'd be very interesting.
Go back to Messi's house.
That's true. Fair dues. That would be interesting. Rodri, do you think Barcelona, Marcus Rashford, that could be a match made in heaven? Again, we're not saying this will happen. It's not even a rumor. But hypothetically speaking,
I mean, that'd be great. I mean, for me, Marcus Rashford, I've always been a fan of Rashford. I think he's really fast. He's powerful, and I think it'd be great transfer for Barca, because I think he could fit perfectly on Xavi's team. Maybe a little bit of difference, because Xavi plays more the ball. Pass me the ball, give me the ball, and whatever. But I think it could be really interesting, because we don't really see how English people or how English players, they develop their careers in Spain. I think the most important one has been Trippier, and at the first very first time he left Atletico Madrid destiny to Newcastle. So it'd be great. I mean, you get beaten Barcelona, you get great people, a great atmosphere. It'd be great, and I'm pretty sure that even Barcelona, because not only in terms of sporting and whatever, but marketing and these kind of things, they would be great to have Rashford. But anyway, for me, it's kind of impossible.
In a blue moon, probably. But only Kieran Trippier would leave the sunny, beautiful Madrid for the grey skies of Newcastle.
Why do you laugh at that?
I mean, some people like that weather. It's close to his home, so I get it. It's okay.
I do like that weather, because I'm Spanish. Okay, but I'm from the north of Spain.
From the north of Spain,
which is rainy, green. It's just like England. I understand him.
Yeah, like Augie too. When it's too sunny, he retreats. I like the sun.
Like a vampire.
Yeah, like a vampire, exactly. Well, speaking of non-vampires, quickly before we move on, Andreas Christensen, he's announced a very heartfelt departure from Chelsea. He's going to go on a free to Barcelona. That's what we're waiting full confirmation on. But thoughts on this one, guys? Do you think this is a good fit? Augie, let's start with you.
Yeah, I think he's a proven Premier League player. He's done well in the Champions League. He's a good defender. I think that, in the market that Barca are working in right now, whereby they have to look at free transfers and players that don't cost record fees like Harry Maguire, I think they have to be, looking at people like Christensen. I think Christensen is a good fit. I think on a free transfer, I think they've done well there. I think they prefer to get Rudiger, but obviously he was on a free as well. He's gone to Real. I think Christensen is a inferior player to Rudiger, but like I said, Barca's situation is different. I think he's a good signing.
Good
Yeah, Barca was in talks with Rudiger at the beginning of the season, but it was too expensive for Barca. And I think that Christensen fits even better than Rudiger in terms of, you know, getting the ball and treating the ball well, which is something which fits perfectly with Xavi's tactics. So that's why I do agree it's a great signing for them, and it's cheaper than Rudiger because, you know, as long as he joins Barca on a free transfer, I think it's going to be a great signing. He's a defender, a really well defender, experienced. He knows how to play for the Premier League. Now he's the first experience in La Liga, which is going to be massive. You know, I do agree with Barca. Is going to be one of the main signings of this summer for them.
I agree. I think, of course, we talk a lot about the youth at Barcelona, but it's also important to talk about the experience that they can have around them. I don't want to bring up our debate on Piqué again because he's still in the doghouse. But you know what? I'm a fan of the Christensen. Why not? If you can get someone on a freebie, look at Barcelona bargain shopping. Oh, how the mighty have fallen. I don't even know how to bargain shop. All right, next up, let's go to Preguntas Difíciles. Augie's going to stay for this one because we do have some wild questions. The first one, Neymar, well, this is more a statement. Neymar will return to La Liga. He will return. Do you know what? Let me just stick my head out. I'm a fan of this. I know he has burnt some deep bridges at Barcelona. I know. We didn't say return to Barcelona. I don't know where else he would go, but I wouldn't be surprised. I think he could.
Where? Barca?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't know where. I know he's burnt the mad bridges at Barcelona. We've spoken to Gemma as well, who has said that it's going to take a miracle for everyone there to welcome him back. But you know what? Crazier things have happened. People have come back. Prodigal son returns, kind of. If Messi goes back to Barcelona and you throw in a Neymar, they're not going to get Suarez, so you're not going to get your MSN again. But I think that might warm people's hearts.
No, I don't see that. It's just like, you know, imagine that my grandmother is Naomi Campbell and she's not. Sorry for that. I mean, it's just like, okay, I do understand you, Alexis, but I mean, first of all, he's very expensive. You have to pay a fee transfer for PSG. And are you going to pay him after they stole him from you when they paid back in 2016, like so many millions? Like I think they were about like 220 million. I mean, it would be stupid for Barca. And the thing is that one thing which is, I mean, very clear in my mind is that the best days of Neymar in football, I mean, they passed. You know, I don't see Neymar to be back at their high level, at his high level again. And I don't really see him like, you know, identify with football any longer. So that's why I don't really see you know, like coming to Barca or Valencia or Atletico Madrid or Real Madrid. I don't see them like signing him.
What if he goes back like on a loan, like a one season wonder, you know? Because let's be honest, Mbappe is going to be that star. He's going to be that man at PSG, even though Messi's there, with all due respect to one of the GOATs for sure. But Neymar, you know, wants some of that spotlight on him. And right now with Barcelona still figuring it out, he could be even on loan. No.
He's 30 years old, so he's 30 years old. What massive wages? Yeah,
we're all 30.
I wish I was. He's one of these players that he's maybe going to find it impossible to find a club when his deal expires because he's on so much huge wages that, you know, the days of Man United throwing stupid money around to sign players are over, I think. You know, Newcastle maybe. He's not going to go to Newcastle. He just isn't going to go to Newcastle. You know, I think you're looking at Qatar or something in the MLS who can structure a deal that works for him off the field as well, because I just don't see clubs in Europe now with the financial situation of the game being able to afford him. I mean, there's nobody out there that would, for me, have the financial weight to do it or the appetite to do it. Man City could afford it, but they're not going to want to do it.
Fair. Next one. Can you make a case for why Mbappe will never win a Ballon d'Or? I'm going to stick my neck out and say, I don't know if I can make a case for this. I mean, it feels like it's written in the stars.
Listen, this whole Ballon d'Or thing, I think is ridiculous. I mean, if players are so obsessed with winning the Ballon d'Or, I think he'd rather win the Champions League first. Surely he'd rather win the Champions League. And if I was Kylian Mbappe, I would sacrifice any Ballon d'Or to win the Champions League. I'd sacrifice 5 Ballon d'Or to win the Champions League because legendary players win the big trophies. And the Ballon d'Or is just a vote. It's not about based on what you do on the pitch. And I think this obsession with certain players to win it's just ridiculous. And it's always been created by the Messi Ronaldo situation. He wins it, etc. But I don't think it really matters. I don't think, maybe it's a social media thing. Maybe it's all about the gram, having your picture taken with a Ballon d'Or. But give me a Champions League medal every time. So, but yeah, he'll win it. Of course he'll win it. It'll be him and Erling Haaland, not Hurling Haaland. him and Erling Haaland will dominate it for the next 5-6 years, I think.
Yeah, I do agree with Mark. I understand players, when they want to be like individual awards and they want to get there because of Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo, because they want to beat records and they want to get more money, more marketing deals and whatever. But, I don't really see a case in which Mbappe will never win the Ballon d'Or. Even because I think one of the reasons he stayed in PSG is because I'm pretty sure that from the very inside of PSG told him that if you stay here, we're going to talk to France Football or whoever, and you're going to get even more facilities to get Ballon d'Or, just in case you're going to fight for that against Haaland or whoever. So that's why, it's one of the reasons that he stayed there. I don't really understand that because, I agree with Mark. I don't understand why players are so crazy about these individual awards, but I think it's one of the reasons he stayed in France.
Everyone just loves a little bit of recognition. We talked about egos already. You got it. And Ballon d'Or at the moment is a sparkly golden ball recognition. Everyone wants one. I want one. Next one. Diego Simeone will be sacked or choose to leave Atletico Madrid this
No. I don't let you end the question.
Rodrigo's BFF with Simeone, by the way.
No way. Simeone is going to stay at Atletico Madrid until he wants. That's all. End of the question. I mean,
yeah. I've got to say, with Rodri, I watched the amazing documentary, the 6-part documentary on Amazon with Simeone, and if you watch that, you'll know that there's no way that Atletico Madrid are sacking Simeone. Simeone and Atletico are like that, and it's. Like Rodri says, it's all on Simeone's part. He will decide, but they've got such a bond and such a togetherness that, he will leave at some point, and it'll be quite sad to see it, but it'll be up to Diego Simeone. It won't be an Atletico Madrid thing.
Yeah, I think I agree there. I was about to say, we all sometimes think we have a bond and a togetherness and it ends up differently, but I won't get back into my relationship advice. But I agree 100%. If Diego Simeone leaves Atletico Madrid, it is his decision. They definitely will not fire him. However, Rodri can attest to this. I think this past season, we saw a lot more of an uncertain, maybe a little more stressed out Diego Simeone than we've ever seen before. And it's not like this is the first time Atletico de Madrid have gone through difficult times, but we talked about time and time again how they looked as if they didn't even know what they wanted to do in terms of an identity. And let's be honest, we're talking about Cholo Simeone, who always knows how he wants to play football. So that's, I think, where these rumors or these whispers have come from, that could this be the season that if he has just an equally stressful season, do you think he's going to say, do you know what? Me voy. Me voy.
Double the hype, because in that case, imagine that at the end of this season, Simeone quits, he will quit after a huge victory, never after a loss like this season. So that's why I don't really see Simeone out of Atletico Madrid.
All right, we'll forget about that one then. I suppose he has much better stress management than I do, that's for sure. All right, lovely little game. Start, bench, drop. Ready? Benzema, Ronaldo, or Mbappe? I suppose we're talking about now, as in their current form, or are we talking about can we even talk about prime Ronaldo? Because I feel like he's just been prime. I know he's not got the legs or the pace as before, but still.
Who Ronaldo? Cristiano Ronaldo?
I'm assuming Cristiano Ronaldo. Okay.
Just in case.
And Benzema or Mbappe? Start, bench, drop. Do you want me to start?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Start well. Surprise, surprise, Cristiano. As if I'm ever going to bench or drop the main man. Wow. I suppose it depends on what identity I want Alexis FC to play with. Do you know what I mean? Like with my Benzema or my Mbappe. Oh dear. Do I have like one eye on the future? Do you know what? I'm going to do that. I'm going to start Cristiano, bench Benzema. I'll drop Mbappe for now because he's so young. He's so young. And I'm going to be like, do you know what, young one? You've got so many more years ahead of you. I got to play the 2 30+ ones. Just understand the gaffer. That's my reasoning behind it. Augie.
I'm going to get this done pretty quickly because it's painful to say because I love Ronaldo. I think he's been a great example and a great player for 20 years, but he's not the guy he was and he doesn't play in the big games. So
what about prime Ronaldo?
No,
I'm assuming we're talking all three in their prime.
You might as well put Pele in there and Johan Cruyff and Bobby Charlton if we're talking prime.
We can only choose 3.
Right, let's talk about the here and now. All right, the here and now is start Benzema, bench Mbappe, sell Ronaldo because you do it you grade it on the players that do it in the biggest games, and Benzema's doing it the biggest games all season, just ahead of Mbappe. Ronaldo didn't play against Chelsea, didn't play against Liverpool, didn't play at Man City. He's not playing against the big team, so why have Ronaldo against the big teams if he doesn't play against them? So one of the best players ever.
20+ goals.
You know,
on them legs.
Hat-trick against Norwich. No, listen.
You can only beat who's in front of you. We've seen United struggle against the likes of the Norwich. Don't worry.
This isn't prime peak Ronaldo. So, you know, this is the 37-year-old Ronaldo. If it was 27-year-old Ronaldo, you start him every time.
There you go. That was my point.
I would say start Benzema because I think he's in shape now and he's better than Ronaldo and Mbappe. And I'm going to say bench Ronaldo and drop Mbappe because he betrayed Spain.
There you go. Fair play. Rodri's holding a grudge. I like a little grudge.
Thank you very much for watching ESPN FC on YouTube. For more highlights, analysis and exclusive content, be sure to subscribe.